WatchGuard has recently issued a warning about a significant vulnerability in its Fireware OS, which is currently being exploited in the wild. This flaw poses a serious risk, as it could allow unauthorized remote attackers to execute arbitrary code on affected devices. The vulnerability, identified as CV 2025-14733, has a high severity rating of 9.3 on the CVSS scale. It impacts various configurations of the Fireware OS, particularly those involving VPN setups. The company has confirmed that threat actors are actively targeting this weakness, with attacks traced back to specific IP addresses. In this video, we'll break down the details of the vulnerability, the affected systems, and the recommended steps for mitigation. If you find this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals. In the wake of the discovery of CV 2025-14733, WatchGuard has taken proactive measures to address the critical vulnerability in Fireware OS. The company released several updates targeting specific versions of the software, ensuring that users can quickly mitigate the risks associated with this flaw. The updates were designed to patch vulnerabilities across different versions, including Fireware OS 2025.1, 12.x, and 11.x, with detailed instructions provided for users to verify their current software status. As part of their response, WatchGuard has also shared indicators of compromise to assist administrators in identifying potential breaches. These IOCs serve as crucial tools for network security teams, enabling them to monitor for unusual activity related to the IKT process. The company has emphasized the importance of vigilance, particularly since active exploitation attempts have been observed from specific IP addresses, indicating a coordinated effort by threat actors. Furthermore, the recent advisory from WatchGuard comes shortly after CIS's inclusion of another vulnerability in Fireware OS to its known exploited vulnerabilities catalog. This timing raises questions about the broader implications for network security and the potential for an uptick in targeted attacks against users of WatchGuard products. In light of these developments, administrators are urged not only to apply the patches promptly but also to implement temporary mitigations, such as disabling dynamic peer VPNs. This multifaceted approach highlights the ongoing need for robust security practices within organizations that rely on VPN configurations, particularly in an era where cyber threats are increasingly sophisticated and prevalent. As cybersecurity professionals continue to assess the impact of these vulnerabilities, the collaboration between companies like WatchGuard and regulatory bodies like CISA will be critical in enhancing overall network security and preventing future exploits. The active exploitation of the vulnerability in Fireware OS has far-reaching implications for organizations that rely on this software for their VPN services. Affected users include businesses of all sizes, particularly those with remote employees or branch offices that utilize the VPN capabilities of Fireware OS. The specific configurations impacted, namely mobile user VPNs and branch office VPNs using IKEv2, are commonly employed in environments that require secure remote access. The practical consequences of this vulnerability can be severe. If exploited, attackers could gain unauthorized access to sensitive data, potentially leading to data breaches or ransomware attacks. Organizations may experience operational disruptions, as the compromised VPN connections could hang or crash, resulting in lost productivity and increased downtime. Moreover, the presence of multiple IP addresses associated with the attacks raises concerns about coordinated efforts from threat actors. This suggests a wider trend in targeting vulnerabilities across different platforms, as evidenced by the recent linkage to Fortinet vulnerabilities. Such patterns can lead to increased scrutiny from regulatory bodies and could result in compliance challenges for organizations that fail to protect their networks adequately. In response to this threat, WatchGuard has issued practical mitigation steps for administrators, emphasizing the importance of immediate action to secure their systems. By disabling dynamic peer VPNs and implementing specific firewall policies, organizations can reduce their risk exposure while they work on applying the necessary updates. Failure to act promptly could leave businesses vulnerable to ongoing and future exploitation attempts, making it critical for all users of Fireware OS to prioritize these updates and recommendations. As organizations and users navigate the implications of this critical vulnerability, immediate action is crucial to mitigate risk. First and foremost, users are strongly encouraged to apply the patches released by WatchGuard without delay. The updates not only close the vulnerability but also enhance the overall security posture of the affected systems. In addition to applying updates, organizations should conduct a thorough review of their network configurations. Specifically, they should verify whether any configurations related to the mobile user VPN with IKEV2 or branch office VPN using IKEV2 are still active, as remnants of these settings may leave systems vulnerable even after changes have been made. Monitoring for indicators of compromise is another essential step. Administrators should be vigilant in checking logs for specific messages that could indicate attempted exploitation, such as abnormal certificate chain lengths or unusually large payload sizes. These indicators can serve as early warnings of potential security breaches. Furthermore, WatchGuard has recommended temporary mitigation strategies for those unable to immediately patch their systems. Disabling dynamic peer BOVPNs and implementing strict firewall policies can provide a layer of protection while organizations work towards full compliance with the latest updates. Lastly, it's important for organizations to stay informed about related vulnerabilities and exploits, as the cybersecurity landscape is continually evolving. Engaging with threat intelligence sources and participating in community discussions can help organizations better understand the risks and prepare for future challenges. By taking these proactive measures, users and organizations can significantly reduce their exposure to potential attacks stemming from this vulnerability. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals.